What's up guys, Skittlerampage here. So today I do have Bayley with me here. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of a Q&A. I asked you guys over on Instagram to ask us a bunch of questions, so let's check it out. Hey everyone, I hope you're having a great day today. Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a Q&A. But before we jump into all that, we do have the question of the day, and that is, Bayley actually thought of this one, and that is, do you own a Funko Pop that has some kind of mask on it? My choice is going to be, if it'll focus, because there's two of us so it's a little different, but it is going to be the visored mask Ichigo. Now Bayley ran over to her office to make her selection, and that was?
Cat Noir! I love Cat Noir. He's awesome.
Okay, so jumping into the questions today, I think we have around 10 to 12 here. Coming from Rhys, Garcia, Maine, he's asked, what is the most overhyped pop line? Personally, we were kind of like pre-talking about some of these questions as well, just to kind of get an idea so we're not sitting here forever. But I was going to say probably Demon Slayer, personally.
Yeah. And then my answer was My Hero Academia. But here's the thing with those lines. I think the reason why the pops are overhyped is also because the shows, not that they're not good shows, they are solid shows, but the shows are also a little bit overhyped.
When I think overhyped, I think people go a little nuts. Maybe even the Jujutsu Kaisen pops could be a little overhyped too. I think people go a little nuts with these fandoms, to be honest. Like, I think the shows are good, but I don't think they're like, you know, like, to die for, you know. I feel like that's how some fans feel, especially with My Hero Academia. So I'm gonna say My Hero Academia for that line. I feel like this is gonna be a little controversial. This is gonna be a little bit of a hot take. I think people are gonna get mad, but
that's fair.
You asked me the question.
It's Q&A. We're gonna say our honest opinions. All right, and the next one is from Spencer Bunden, and that is, what's something else besides Funko? I'm guessing that means Funko Pops or Funko Sodas that you'd like to collect.
Probably fig pins. That's probably the next little thing I'm going to get into. Or U2s.
U2s are really cool. I don't currently own any, but I'd like to at some point in the future. I currently also collect Q-Poskets. And then like some random pins here and there, but I really like Q-Poskets.
I forgot about like regular pins too, because like I think fig pins are just more kind of like well known when you talk about a pin. But yeah, probably Q-Poskets. I've seen she owns a lot of those, and like, if we're talking about, like, figures, probably U2s. I find those very unique next to Pops. So the next question does come from YoungBoyBobs. He says, if your house is burning down, what is the Pop you would take with you when running out?
The first thing I grab is my cat. So that's what I'm going to first. Nala. And then...
But even then, like, you're holding a cat, and that's, like, Pop space in your arms that you can utilize. Ooh. Okay, I'm grabbing my Peter Parker, the Kamikaze exclusive, for sure.
Okay, that's fair.
I gotta grab that one.
I think I'd definitely grab my Miraculous Ladybug Pops.
I don't know. I really, like, if we could only grab, like, one.
One? I can't pick
like,
one.
I love the Luffy and Going Merry, and I love the Naruto versus Sasuke and everything like that, but those are pretty easily replaceable. Like, that Peter Parker Kamikaze one, that's, But also, I do have my Andrew Garfield signed Funko Pop.
What about your Batman?
Oh,
your signed Batman.
The Christian Bale.
That's...
Alright, yeah, that one's a little hard. I'm gonna grab it.
It's right there.
I'll go with the Christian Bale signed Batman. I think, if it'll focus, I think it's this one. Like this one. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one, because this is like hard to replace. Like, really hard.
I either have to go with, then, if we're going by that logic, either my signed Ladybug Pop, or...
Yeah, but she like, signs regularly.
Yeah, but it's hard to find
Christian
the Pop.
Bale hates signing.
That's fair, I guess.
The Pop is hard to find,
if I
though. I'll give you that, though.
Garfield Pop, like signed Pop, it would be that one. Maybe my Kyo, my signed Kyo with Cat, the Hot Topic exclusive.
Okay. Next question is from BenitaSue, something like that.
And it is, how much do you spend on Pops on a monthly basis?
I was playing with Batman with my foot, so I knocked it over. As far as how much I spend, I really don't know, and I probably should know, to be honest, given it's like my job, but like...
That's fair.
I honestly don't know. If I could probably break down a month, if you gave me a specific month, sure. And for me, like Bayley was talking to me earlier about this, it's a little different, because like, for me, content-wise, if I'm doing like a Funko Pop hunt or the winter convention, things like that, or if I'm trying to show you guys something new, I don't know. Because like a lot of mine are for content, and then obviously I do collect as well. But I personally really don't do a lot of pre-orders, so I feel like that cuts down the spending significantly. It's more so whatever I find in store or if I wanted something at that moment. So I don't really have a number personally.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. It really depends on what comes out that month because I'm at a point in my collecting journey that I have most of the pops I want, and the ones that I really want after that are grails for the most part. So I haven't bought any of those, but I could spend up to like hundreds of dollars depending if I was getting just a singular pop or a whole set of pops together. Like for instance, the Inuyasha set, I got that as a set. I didn't buy them individually. So we'll say if I buy like 2 commons a month or whatever like that, or like a Hot Topic exclusive or something, maybe $30 or $40 a month, depending on what comes out.
Probably her under like $75 a month lately.
75? What am I buying?
Well, you got to think, you're spending $30 on 2 pops. If maybe by chance you buy a couple more, then you're going up to like $70. I was going to say probably around maybe $100 if anything max lately.
Max.
That's like max. Me, if I had to give a number,
I haven't even been buying anything though.
$100 to $300 maybe, I don't know, somewhere around that, depending on what kind of pop I'm buying. Coming from Chase Pharrell, we do have, has there been a point and time where you wanted to just quit the collecting? Yes, like, there's been many times, like many times.
Yeah.
I think about it probably every single day almost because like they're always in my face, and sometimes I'm just thinking like, what am I doing? Like it's my job obviously, and I do enjoy it. I enjoy collecting, but it gets exhausting, and it can get to the point where you're just kind of like you don't want to do it anymore. Plus, you got to consider this, like a lot of the community is very toxic too, so that kind of makes you want to quit in itself. But for me personally, I've thought about it many times. Yeah,
for me, it's kind of happened a few times where I just like look at my collection and I'm like, what could I have saved up or bought instead of all of these Funko Pops, which are always in my face.
That's true. I have like a down payment on a house in here.
Essentially, yeah. So there is that. Like over the course of time, where could have this money gone to? But at the same time, the reason why I collect Funko Pops, and I'm sure it's for a lot of people as well, probably you, is for the nostalgia factor, and because...
No, I'm only in it for the money.
You're only in it for the money?
Yeah.
You're a value collector?
Only.
Only?
Yeah.
Ever?
Yeah.
Forever and always?
Yeah.
Are you gonna marry him?
No.
No? Okay, good. That's my job. But, yeah, so if I'm ever like rewatching something, I look over at them again and be like, oh yeah, so that's why I own them, because it just symbolizes all of the things that I love in a organized fashion, if that makes sense, in a visually pleasing fashion. All right, this next one is by SNL Fan Guy, and that is, how did you and Bayley meet each other?
Okay, so there was a fire.
There's a fire.
There was a fire. And I'm laughing because it's a funny story, not because I'm making it up. There was a fire, and there was some Funko Pops, and it was the decision between me or the Funko Pops. And Bayley chose me. So then I was like, well, obviously I have to be with her because like she chose me over Funko Pops, and she loves Funko Pops. Mm-hmm. So that's literally how we met. That's exactly how it happened. Coming from Munzero Cordes, I think that's how you say your name.
I don't know.
Maybe a bit personal, but do you guys earn your living only from videos, or do you also work other jobs?
We get this... He threw his phone. We get this question, I feel like, pretty often. I personally do not make a living off of my videos. I create them purely for enjoyment. I've always loved doing media and stuff like that, but I'm actually a user experience / web / mobile application designer. I make things look pretty and easy for you to use. But you?
I used to work in marketing with my family, and that was before I did YouTube full-time. I didn't start doing YouTube full-time until I think 2020. I think 2020 at the beginning, sometime around when I hit around like 5. Actually, even then, I don't think I was fully doing it because I was still doing other things. So maybe 2021 is when I fully started doing it, because 2020 I hit 5,000 subscribers, and then by 2021, I think I hit around 20,000 where I could seemingly do it full time. And I was still living at home, of course, so my bills were like, you know, they weren't as big as they were. And then eventually I moved out and, you know, the channel just kind of kept growing and I had really, really good months and then affiliates and sponsors and things like that. So with everything involved, I have been able to do it full time now, but
thankfully
the first like 4-ish years, I wasn't able to until I was a big enough channel.
All right, this next one is from More Values Collectibles, and that is, how are you able to maintain a healthy financial balance between pops and bills?
For me personally, I just don't. Like, I probably spend a lot less than people really think. Even though I have a big collection, I probably spend a lot less than you guys think.
Yeah. Because a lot of the comments and stuff, like, you'll get for videos, you often sell in whatnot auctions or something like that. Depending
on, because like,
depending
if I like, because like if I buy an entire wave, like the next Dragon Ball Super wave, and I want to review all of them, that doesn't necessarily mean that I want to keep all of them. I just want to show you guys all of them. Is kind of what she's saying. So if I buy Kale, Jiren, and Supreme Kai, for example, I'll probably sell off Kale because I don't actually want it in a collection. I just want to show you guys the new thing, essentially.
I think the healthy balance is, bills should always be your priority, not pops.
Nah, you can delay bills. You can delay.
No, don't delay your bills.
Do it.
Pops will always be there. Bills will also always be there. Not if it's
like
but
1 of 5. Won't always be there with all 5 people buy it because you were paying bills.
Then you'll live another day in a house, and they might not.
Nobody said you couldn't collect and live on the side of the street. Don't be streetist.
What?
Street.
What?
Streetist. Streetist. I just made it up.
Read the next question.
I just made it up. But yeah, in all seriousness, a healthy financial balance is just don't buy more than you can't afford to, essentially. Pay your bills first, and then buy the pops after that you can, or save to get that specific rare grail you may need. So coming from Kenneth512, his question is, what was you and Bayley's first grail Funko Pop? My first grail personally was it was either, I can't remember exactly, I'd have to go back in videos and watch, but I think it was the Golden Frieza, the Red Eyes Frieza, or it was the Glow All Might from 2017. It was one of those. I don't remember which one, but one of those I bought first.
How much did you spend on?
Oh, the All Might was like $220, and he's definitely worth less now. Frieza was $330, and he is definitely worth less now.
Yeah.
I didn't want to remind that.
Tier. Singular.
What about you?
It's a pop. What did I tell you earlier? Because I remember talking about this one. What? Oh, so technically, maybe at the time when it was way more expensive, it was probably the Naruto vs. Sasuke.
Well, no, you had Ladybug.
Yeah, then I also got Ladybug, which is worth a lot more now than what I paid for it, which is pretty cool. But besides that, no, it's probably Ladybug.
All right, coming from Eduardo's, I think that's how you say his name. How can I make pops glow? Never been out of the box. I tend to keep it that way. So essentially you can go on Amazon and actually buy a UV light, ultraviolet light that you shine on it for $13-15, very cheap. And that's how you make your pops glow. Or you can put them in the sunlight. You can basically... But
that might fade your boxes over time.
Just take... Well, oh wait, he doesn't take it out of box.
Yeah.
I forgot it. Yeah.
So
doesn't take it out of box.
You can also, for instance, if you have blacklight pops, you can use just LED strips normally, and then you put them on blue or purple, and that will make them really pop. Glow pops, not as much, but definitely like blacklight pops.
And it's very specific. If you will have a red pop, like a pop that does glow red, then you're going to want to use, like, you see how these lights are kind of like, I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's a blend of yellow and white light. These are LED lights, they're studio lights, and I can change them to fully yellow, fully white, and essentially you would want to use white lights on the red, I found out. And then you can also use the white lights on a regular glow pop, but for red pops specifically, the white, like, flashlight type does actually make it glow a lot better than your regular UV light. So UV light for your standard glow, and then the red ones you want to use like a regular flashlight, essentially.
Wow, this was a very deep answer. I thought it was just going to be like, go on Amazon and get this little flashlight. JG Sanchez 03 on Instagram asks, if you guys have kids, oh my gosh, I didn't read the question before I started. If you guys have kids, do you want to get them, do you want them to collect Funkos and get into this sort of hobby?
Whenever they have their own money.
Yeah, that's my thing. I'm
better get their own money. Better start pulling the weeds outside and the lemonade stands. Because all I'm going to say is 25 cents ain't going to cut it. They better $1 a cup.
By the time we have kids, if we have kids, Pops will probably be like $50 a piece. So like,
that's
good
true.
luck.
That's true. They probably can't even afford to collect.
Yeah.
Listen, they can't get any of my Pops. They're mine. Coming from El Traviso Hernandez. Are you guys dating or were ever a thing? No. Actually, she just lives with me and pays half my rent. I don't know why she's here.
Bye.
Yes, we're dating. A lot of people seem to think Bailey's my sister. I think it's because we're pale.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also because your sister doesn't really look like you.
That's true.
And I look closer to your complexion. That's fair.
So how would they know that?
That's fair.
But yes, she is not my sister.
No.
That would be weird.
That would be really weird.
Very weird.
Yeah.
I'm saying very, very weird. Okay, so I also failed to mention that based off the thumbnail, yes, Bailey just reminded me, because I saw one of these questions and it kind of related. You're welcome to show them. I did actually propose to Bailey at Disney a couple days ago on the 14th, and she said yes. So yeah, it was like a long time thing kind of planned, but ended up working out. She said yes, and I got her locked down.
You guys are stuck with me for life.
For the time being, at least, until we actually do the wedding. No plans. We haven't planned anything out or anything like that.
There's
but
so much.
We did actually. I proposed, and that's kind of where we are. So yes, we're definitely dating because I proposed. So
yeah,
she said yes. So that's a great thing. So
woo.
Yeah.
All right, and the final question is by DC Arrowverse, and that is, do you see both of you collecting Funkos in 10 to 20 years in the future?
They gotta be around for 10 to 20 years. Like, some of the decisions they were making. I don't know. Maybe. Like, it kind of depends. I don't know if I want to be a Funko channel forever. Maybe another 10 years. I really don't know. It's just kind of how, as I go on in the year, I've just kind of got to see how I feel about it. Got to see if, I get tired of making Funko videos or if I get tired of collecting first, So we're just going to have to see how that is. But 20 years, probably not. Like, I think if I ever got out of it, I would keep some, of course, but sell off the majority. But I don't see me collecting them for another 20 years, maybe. Like, I'm a fan of them, but I maybe want to move on to other things. I don't know.
I think for the things that I'm collecting for nostalgic purposes, then, yeah, I'll still have them, probably, most likely, unless there's a situation where I need to sell them because we're tight on money and I want to feed my kid, I mean, hopefully we're never at that point in our lives, but that, and if we end up having to move a lot, I kind of downsize my collection a lot when that happens, so yeah, 10 to 20 years, I think it depends how relevant it is in our lives.
I don't know, maybe it seems like a bigger number than I'm thinking, because I've already been collecting for 5 years now, so I'm like 1/4 of that.
At least, probably 10, I don't know about 20, we'll have to see.
Yeah. Alright guys, so those were all the questions that we had today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy and if you guys want to see any other videos like this in the future, make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe and click that notification bell if you're new here. What are you doing?
I'm miming. It's a bell. Like it! Let's go!
Anyways, guys, I do want to say a big shout out to all the Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate your love and support. If you guys want to check out the Patreon, the link is down below. We have a Patreon-only Discord where we share a lot of information, news, restocks, updates, links, and more. Now, we also have a Facebook group with over 15,000 members that's buy, sell, and trade. And make sure to be following me on all my social medias at Skittlerampage over on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and my Facebook page to stay up to date. All right, love you guys. See you guys in the next one. See you guys later. Bye.